Excuse me. Hey guys, so just got out of a session with Laura, and my mom is still with us, but she's a bit less coherent and less responsive than she has been. And drinking peppermint tea from my Godzilla mug. It's almost finished, but things with my mom are kind of rough. It's never easy to watch a parent slowly die. But my mom loves Neil Diamond, and I put Neil Diamond music on for her on her iPad yesterday. And she woke up for a minute, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, do you know who that is?" And she's like, and I'm like, "Do you want me to turn it off?" And she shook her head, no. And we played that CD for or CD, that YouTube playlist for 18 hours because it had a series of live performances. So maybe she thought she was at a Neil Diamond concert. But Neil Diamond is to my mom what Josh Groban is to me. So, and I don't know anybody my age or older that doesn't like Neil Diamond. So, and if you've never heard of Neil Diamond, go look him up because he's good. He's got some good music. Sweet Caroline, da 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 da. That's Neil Diamond. If you've heard that song but didn't know the singer, that's Neil Diamond. So, one thing I've got to be working on is I've got to be able to take care of myself more. I need to give myself permission to self-care because part of my programming growing up is I have to take care of everybody, but if I dare focus on myself for a moment, I'm selfish and bad. And it's not selfish and bad to take care of yourself. It's not selfish and bad to want things for yourself. I don't even know what I want out of life right now because my entire life has been nothing beyond don't make people mad, don't make dad mad, don't make mom mad, don't make Marcy mad, don't make your teachers mad. And I would always somehow make people mad. No matter what I did to not make them mad, I'd still make them mad. So, and a large chunk of my life has been taking care of my dad. And now I'm taking care of my mom. And what I want immediately after all this is over, and when mom has been, laid to rest, and when my dad has been moved to whatever facility he's going to go to, because he is going to probably go to one, because, we can't stay in this house once she's gone. He will have maybe a month or two here, and then, it's time to move on. But, But what I want immediately after this is done is just some time by myself where I don't have to take care of anybody else, where I can just focus on me. And I'm probably going to stay with my sister Marcy for a while, but I may look up an apartment for myself, like a little studio place, and and maybe some kind of a disability assistance kind of a situation where there are caregivers that help with finances and budgeting and things like that because, me and money don't do well together. Like taking care of rent and stuff, I would struggle. And yeah, so and Marcy is going to be signed on as my disability payments payee so that my account doesn't sit there and just accrue and accrue and accrue money until they say, oh, you got too much, we're taking it away. Because that's what can happen. So I got to figure out who I am and what I want because I don't know right now. I thought I did, but I don't because all I've ever known is help others, and I still want to do that. But, I've got to figure out what I want from life. Because right now, all I want immediately is time away from having to be anybody's caregiver, not even a pet, nothing. Um, so that's my immediate want. And future want, I don't know yet. So we'll have to see. But I need time. You know, it takes time. But losing a parent sucks. And I feel like I'm losing the wrong one first. Anyway. I feel like I'm in Babylon 5 and I've got Mr. Morden asking, what do you want? And I just want to be Kosh that says, never ask that question. But it has to be answered at some point. Of course, the Vorlon question is, who are you? And the Shadows question is, what do you want? If you've watched Babylon 5, you know what I mean. If you don't worry about it. Or go watch it. Babylon 5 is a good fucking show. I recommend it. Get it on DVD, watch it online somewhere. But Babylon 5, good show. But anyway, I just gotta figure out the future, I guess. But I don't have to do it now, immediately, so yeah. Hang in there, guys.